Moifosonso ho madume ebile wa moela ka diatla tse mofuthu kwano ho Leihlo La Sechaba nna lebitso la ka ke Basotho. Mmuso wa naha ya Lesotho o ipileditse baahi ba naha eo ba phelang kwano Afrika Borwa ho emisa ka ho ba le seabo diketsahalong tse seng molaong tsa ho rafa ka ha seo se bolaya setjhaba sa Basotho. Sena se tla ka mora hore baahi ba Lesotho ba fetang 17 ho tlalewe ha ditopo tsa bona di fumanwe ho latela ho phatloha ho bileng morafong wa mashala wa Gloria ho se belaelwang ha ine le ketsahalo ya utsuwang ha dithapo tsa motlakase. Ditopo tse ding tse robong tsona di santse di tshwaseile ka tlase ho mpa ya lefatshe. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us on Leihlo La Sechaba tonight. We look into the Lesotho government appealing to its citizens living in South Africa to stop taking part in illegal mining activities.
Province ya Mpumalanga e wetswe ke leru le lentsho mo bogautshwaneng fa batho ba ka nna 20 ba gaelelwa ka fa tlase ga lefatshe kwa moepong wa malatlha wa Gloria kwa toropong ya Middelburg. Batho bao ba latofadiwang ka bogodu ba megala ya kopore ba ne ba tlhokafala fa go thunya gase e mo moeng ya methane.
Jele gona ge le batho ba lundoguhle go utlwile bohloko ke ka hona re tlile mmona ho tlatla bona gona hantle go etsahala keng ka bana ba gona.
Uma ngabe abantu bebasebenza ngabe azange kwenzakale lokho because bezobe basemsebenzini.
Ke ipiletsa ho Basotho hore bo madimabe bona bontse bo hlaha ba illegal mining bo qeta setjhaba sa Basotho.
Ene ya rebeke ya ntlha ya kgwedi ya Tlhakole e roga ke fa botsamaisi ba moepo wa Gloria fela ka fa ntle ga tropo ya Middelburg bo tsibogela kotsi e diragetseng kwa moepong. Seno se latela morago ga gore bafalodi ba go thunya ka fa tlase ga lefatshe ba bitse sepodisi go tla go falosa bangwe ba ba neng ba gaeletswe ka fa tlase ga lefatshe. Go kaiwa fa batho ba ka nna 42 ba ne ba tsena kwa tlase ga moepo go ya go utswa megala ya kopore e thusang go tsamaisa moepo wa Gloria.
Fontaine mines started many years ago to supply the Hendrina power station. It started off with the old Fontaine mines, then they had a mine called Blinkpan and Fontaine mine, and then Gloria mine started up in the late 80s to supply export coal. The mine has in its heyday supplied over 1 million tons of coal a month. So it's a big mine.
Badiri ba moepo ba sekegilwe nakwana fa botsamaisi ba phaloso ya kgwebo bo leka go rarabolla kgang ya matlole ya go batla baebeletsi go bula moepo sešwa. Le gale ene ya re mo bekeng ya ntlha ya kgwedi ya Ferikgong ke fa baagi ba tsoga ka masetla pele morago ga gore magodu a gaelelwe ka fa tlase ga lefatshe morago ga go thunya ga gase ya methane.
Basically what happened with the Gloria mine disaster is the cable thieves cut the power supply to the mine by cutting down the wooden poles like we've got here on our left hand side. As soon as the wooden poles fell down, it snaps the electrical supply. The Eskom can't switch it on because there's something wrong. They then cut the cables to the overhead power lines that supplied Gloria, and they then had the mine switched off.
Morago ga go kgaola megala le go beya lefelo mo lefifing ke fa ba simolola tiro ya go senya ka fa tlase ga moepo.
They then stole the cores out of the big transformers that supply underground and supply the fans. And then they dug up all the cables around the fans. That was a couple of teams that were doing that while they went underground, and they were stealing the main cables underground that run for about 15 kilometers.
Botsamaisi ba moepo bo ne ba bona thulaganyo ya bogodu mo mafaratlhatlheng a dipuisano.
During this time, we understand from a WhatsApp from the community that there were 42 people underground. 20 of those guys were coming out. It was the end of their shift, as the cable thieves put it. They were coming out of the mine when the 22 that were left behind, somehow the 9 missing guys set off an explosion.
Ditlamo tse di farologaneng tsa pholoso go akaretsa lefapha la meepo le thebolo ya matla di ne tsa goroga go tla go ntsha ditopo ka fa tlase ga lefatshe. Bangwe ba ditsala ba ne ba leka go etelela mapodisi pele ka go leka go ntsha ditopo kwa tlase.
Nna ke le motswadi wa bana ba keneng ka mona go baneneng ha o le mona o motswadi wa ngwana ye mong le mong le mong le mong le mong jwale gona re le batho ba lundokuhle go utlwile bohloko ke ka gona re tlileng mona go tlatla bona gona hantle go etsahala keng ka bana ba rona
hantle ntate rona bothata bo re nang le bona ke ba bona bono ba o bontsha ka gore ehlile batho ba rona ke bano be leng gore bana ba bo rone ba ka mona ka ga mokuti mme thuso ne re batla ke ya gore fela re ne re lebeletse go jolo ka ne re bontate ba re thuse mme ba tlantsha batho bao ebile mo ba hloleya ne ntse re ratile gore le gona re ka fihlella ga bantsha jolo ka ba se ba le haufinyana
ntho go tlisang bohloko bo feta go thwe ba bang ke bana ba se ba le haufinyane empa mapona sa hana gore bana ba bo bona ba e ba o ba hula bana ba re ba ilo thusa bana ba bang jwale ke mona mo mapona sa hana go fela bana ba mpe ba kene ka ntse go safe bana ba bang ba ka ntse ke ntho go tlisitseng bohloko bona bo fetang ene if go bane ha ona phetho e etsalang ha re tsamaye go robala ona mona
sepodisi se se neng se lebeletse ka leitlho le lentšhotšo le ne la gana nnang ya banyana.
It is our job to be here and monitor because we've got reports that some other people are so anxious that they want to go inside and do their own operations to try and retrieve the people that are inside, which is uncalled for, and we're not going to allow that to happen.
Brigadier Hlanti a re tiragalo ya mofuta eno e ipoeletsa gona mo moepong wa Gloria.
We have also received unconfirmed reports that late last year, around this particular mine also, 60 people were retrieved underneath. Fortunately, all of them were brought back to life.
Phaloso ya baswi ne eteletswe pele ke lefapha la meepo le tlhabololo ya matla ka tirisano mmogo le sepodisi le lefapha la tsa bophelo la Mpumalanga.
There's a total of 18 people that we've recovered. Of the 22 original people that we were told were underground, that never came out the mine, we've rescued 13 of those people. That means there are 9 people that allegedly are still underground somewhere. And we've searched everywhere that the community showed us. We've found no sign of anybody.
A distressing day for relatives.
Bontsi ba baswi go kaiwa e le baagi ba naga ya Lesotho mme ba nna kwa motsaneng wa Lindobutle mme ga jaana go kaiwa go santse go le kotsi go leka go ntsha ditopo tsa bao santse ba le ka fa tlase ga moepo. Ga jaana botsamaisi ba moepo bo emetse go ntsha ditopo di ka nna robongwe ka fa tlase ga lefatshe.
Remember, there was no power supply to the mine. If there was no power supply to the mine, there was nothing that the mine had that could set off an explosion. It's not possible. So it had to be the guys that were stripping and stealing cables. And the 9 missing guys must be in the epicenter of the explosion.
Go ntsha ditopo tse di setseng go tlhoka madi a mantsi ka letsatsi.
We use very well-trained mine rescue service specialist teams, they're called proto teams, and the service costs us about R500,000 a day to utilize the teams. So we maximize the amount of use that we can get out of them to go and search for people underground.
Ga se fela moepo wa Gloria o itemogetseng tshenyo ya megala ya kopore. Re Leihlo o ne a re bontsha tshenyo kwa moepong wa bona gaufi le moepo wa Gloria. Fano magodu a tlhatlhamolotse mafaratlhatlha a moepo go akaretsa le seporo sa terena ya Malatlha.
They start off at about 10, 11 o'clock at night. They'll cut a bit of cable over here. The power goes off, our security reacts. And then they've got other teams in other areas. They might be at Blinkpond mine or in the washing plant, or they might be at Gloria mine, and our team has to run from side to side to side.
Magodu a utswa megala a kaiwa a tlhomela ka dithunya ebile ba sa tshabe go thuntsa badiri ba tshireletso ba moepo.
My understanding is that for a kilogram of clean copper, they get about 20 rand at this point in time. So you're looking at they're converting a cable of 1,400 rand a meter into around about 60 rand. And we have to now go and find the 1,400 rand a meters to replace it. At Gloria, there's about 10 kilometers of cable underground that the guys have been stripping since the fans were switched off. So we're not too sure because we haven't been to every part of the mine of what's left yet.
Go tswala ga moepo go ama gape le dikgwebo potlana tse di neelanang ka ditirelo go moepo.
Kana supply di tshipi mo, di cable hook mo, ho mine yena. To today, akufumani tšhelete, akufumani silo, and then ke safara. ka bona shebane a o yo mo nka ting pele ka baka la hore sheba mo ke ona mosebetsi o nne hang hore ke fape bana baka ba ye sekolong ke etse ntho tsohle bana njwetse hore no gupta sheba mo o tsamaile gupta jwale nna sheba mo kana supply ho bona mining nna a ke na taba ditaba tsa bo gupta what sontse ba mpata ke batla tšhelete hore ba mpatela tšhelete yaka.
Le fa kemedi ya mafapha a farologaneng ga mmogo le botsamaisi ba moepo ba leka go ntsha ditopo tse di setseng, badiri ba moepo ba ba sekegilweng nakwana kwa magaeng ba ka ya fa go tswala ga moepo go ba tlhokisa boroko.
We told last year October, and since from last year I'm a medical way to Patalanga, and I'm manje pregnant. Angikhona ukuya ku doctor, so lento I affect impilo yami phela affect even the health yami.
Kunesikhathi la sake sahlala sesilwa nabo sifuna i-assurance ukuthi basinikeze incwadi ubufakazi bokuthi bayabhadala ama-UIF, bayabhadala ama-medical aid. Okucacayo kwabonakala ukuthi vele ababhadali. Kodwa bathi ke kwicala le medical aid sikhava i-Rand Mutual masiye emgodini if noma kungenzeka ini izobhadala. But i-problem yethu ukuthi what about imindeni yethu?
Thina kuyasilimaza lokho kwenzakala la because sifila ukuthi uma ngabe abantu bebasebenza ngabe azange kwenzakale lokho because bezobe basemsebenzini since ngo-October abantu bengaholi, so vele obviously kube i-hotspot for abantu abama-criminal. That's why bezile lana bazotshontsha. So if this mine was operational ngaba kwenzekanga konke lokho.
Kwa nageng ya boagisane ya Lesotho, dikgang ka kotsi ya moepo wa Gloria di simolotse go fitlha mo ditsebeng tsa baagi. Leihlo La Sechaba le ne le etela toropo kgolo ya Maseru go leka go bona mokgwa o dikotsi le dintsho tsa bozamazama di amang baagi ka gona.
It has a lot to do with the high unemployment rate in Lesotho, because you be well aware that the pride of a man is providing for their families. Now, when you are unable to, I'm not even advocating for what they are doing, but the fact of the matter is there is a push factor for them. They are hungry, their families are hungry, and they want something. And very unfortunately, the zamazamas or the illegal mining seems to be the next big thing for them. So despite all the risks, all the challenges, they want to go in and maybe get lucky and make a killing out of it.
Jaaka mme ga dikgang Mmapontso a re go setse go diragetse dintshontsho di le dintsi tsa baagi ba Lesotho kwa moepong e phuagantsweng mo dingwageng tse di fetileng.
Very unfortunately for us, it doesn't only happen at the illegal mines. It happens even back home, because you'd say that Zamazamas and the farm killings are twin brothers. Most of them you'd find that somehow they are with the farm gangs. And when they go there in the illegal mines, the gangs or the gang ship goes there with them, and they start fighting there. Probably hobane ba tsaka dintho tsa bona tse tloang hae mona.
Mme Mmapontso a re le fa dintwa di diragala kwa nageng ya boagisane ya Aforika Borwa di kgona go fitlhelela kwa metseng ya Lesotho.
I remember one time, I think 2 years ago, I covered a story mo Qimi. The house were burnt down and the very same house were built by the money made from the illegal mining. But because of the infightings and the gangs, they had to go as far as burning down the houses because they couldn't find the men they were looking for. So it's very sad that they risk their lives to make a living or to provide for their families, but at the same time, the very same wealth they have accumulated, at times it goes down to an ash just in a day because of their fightings.
A re le fa go le kotsi go kwala ka dikgang tsa digongwana tsa bozamazama go botlhokwa go bontsha gore dintsho di tlogela baswagadi ga mmogo le dikhutsana kwa morago.
It's deeper than we think. I don't know if there can be any immediate solution to address it, because come on, so many men have died. and it hasn't stopped them from crossing the border and going after the illegal diamonds.
Dikgongwana di kaiwa di tswa dinageng tse di farologaneng tsa kgaolo ya SADC.
There were even gangs of countries, like a Lesotho gang, a Zimbabwean gang, and they fight amongst themselves. So it's not just the risk of going under, it is even the risk of which group do you belong to, and does that group have enough manpower and enough respect to protect you.
Kwa moepong wa Gloria go santse go letetswe go ntsha ditopo tsa bofelo kwa tlase ga lefatshe. Tiro e kgolo morago ga go ntsha ditopo ke go di neela ba losika le ditsala go ya go boloka.
On the underground side of things, to rescue the last 9 people, the area that we suspect that they're in at this point in time is very dangerous. It's where the explosion took place, and it's blasted the roof support out. So the roof is the chunks of coal and rock that are falling out of the roof, and we're waiting for that to settle down before we go and have another look.
Setlamo sa moshari sa Everest mo Middleburg se tlhalosa fa go tlhokega madi a mantsi go tseya ditopo go isa kwa nageng ya boagisane.
The ID of the deceased or passport of the informant, death certificate, burial order. The non-infectious certificate, the embalming certificate. The non-infectious infectious certificate is issued by the forensic pathologist or forensic services, because they are the ones who must commit to say the transportation of these very human remains is non-infectious.
Lefapha la tsa bophelo le ntse le goga maiteko a go ntsha ditopo kwa pele.
We are talking about 13 bodies that were retrieved at the Gloria mine. When we collected the bodies, they were in a state of decomposing. So, but actually we took them there. We were requested to perform autopsies for the police investigation, which has been done. As we speak now, all the bodies have been identified, and some of the bodies have now been collected for burial.
Ba losika la baswi ba ne ba ikuela go puso go ba thusa go boloka baswi ba bona. Retabete a re morago ga makwalo a itshupo, setopo se tshwanela go tsamaisiwa ka sejanaga sa molao.
Once postmortem has been done and forensic has completed their part, so the service provider must ensure that those coffins are... You see, transportation of human remains must not endanger the public. You understand? Because if I'm going to take somewhere, like for instance, a coffin with no proper specifications, so it poses a health hazard. So it shouldn't. So that's why the coffin had to be lined and sealed.
Kwa parlamenteng ya Lesotho ba santse ba gamaregile ka dintshontsho tsa baagi ba bona ba bozamazama.
Lebitso la mmuso wa Lesotho re maqaqabetsi re swabile ke boemo bono ba hore ebe re lahletswe ke batho ba bangata ha kalokalo le shumele motse supileng ke batho ba bangata haholo ntate itswe re tseba go le bibileng mane mo hona le pale ya hore dinku di ne di fula kae di le legolo ya ba ile nngwe ya nyamela ha o le modisa ya bohlokwa o lokela o bone go nka kgato le nku ile nngwe fela e lahlehileng ha ba nepala.
Malapa a Basotho a phelang naheng ya Afrika Borwa bafu ba batlo ba pata Lesotho ha bo bona ke moetlo wa rona re le Basotho gore masapo re a tlise hae go beng ba ona. Mme ke taba e kgolo haholo hobane ke taba eo mebuso e mmedi e tlameha go sheba gona taba ya ditokomane, taba ya kamano ya setšhaba se phelang naheng ya Afrika Borwa le Basotho ba sebetsang di-mineng kapo difemeng kapo kae ke taba mofuta ofe.
Dinaga tsa karolo ya borwa ba Afrika di semagane le go tlhokomela gore baagi ga mmogo le dithoto di tsamaya sentle magareng a dinaga.
monyetla o bjale re tshwanetse go o sebedisa ka gore re bone gore re le matona a ka Lesotho, re le matona a South Africa, re tshwarana jwang ka matsoho go tlosa batho diketsong tsa ditlolo tsa molao tse qetellang di bakile mafu ana a sewa. Ka hona ntate taba ena ya JBCC ke taba bohlokwa haholo eo re lokelang ho e tsosolosa. Ke tseba hantle gore baetapele ba rona ba jarileng mmuso ona wa kopanelo ba ntse ba bua ka yona kgafetsa ho hela banna matona tswang ka makgalo le tsamaye le ho kopana le bomphato wa lona ka mane ho rarolla ditaba tse amang setjhaba. Ka hona ntate taba ena it's a wake up call.
Mme Basotho ba seke ba nka e kana mohlomong Afrika Borwa ha e ba tshware hantle. Tlolo tsa molao di na le melao, motho e mong le mong o hlomphela komponi ya hae. Na Lesotho inyanyana melao ya teng e hlomphela komponi le ya matjhaba e teng e re hlomphang matjhaba a mang. Mme ke ipiletsa ho Basotho hore bo madimabe bona bo ntse bo hlaha ba illegal mining bo qeta setjhaba sa Basotho. Kgutlang mekgweng eno Basotho re tle re bone hore na re tla hlahisa mesebetsi jwang ka hara naha ya Lesotho, re tle re tsebe ho ba le mesebetsi. Mme Afrika Borwa e na le yona qeto eno ya hore re tla thusana ka kgokahanyo ya moruo molemong wa ho pholosa bona batho ba mofuta o tjena hore moruo wa Lesotho o hole, Basotho ba tle ba tlo sebetsa ha bo bona. Ba nne ba tswa ba lo sebetsa South Africa fela ka mekgwa e tataiswang ke melao.
Puso ya Lesotho e ikaelela go thusa ba malapa ka ditsamaiso tsa dipoloko.
Le kala lena la social development. Re na le mekotla ya tlokotsi le ofising ya tonakgolo. Mme ditaba ha di lokisitswe ka methati e nepahetseng e le ntho e ntse e etsahala ka mehla. Batho bano ba tlang kuwa ba iswe ha bo bona ka ditshenyehelo tsa mmuso wa Lesotho.
Ga jaana botsamaisi ba moepo bo leka ka thata go ntsha ditupo tsa bofelo ka fa tlase ga lefatshe gore ba kgone go bula moepo sešwa.
The business rescue practitioners have got their jobs to do. The big job is for them to get somebody who wants to help the mine and to get somebody who wants to buy the mine, to take it into the future. The mine has still got 35 years of coal left. The mine can supply Eskom, it can supply the inland market, it can supply the export market. It's got great coal left. The big thing is now we have to fix the damage.
Bothata ba go utswa mo moepong e phuagantseng mo Afrika Borwa bo ntse bo a tswelela mme go tlhokega dikotlhao tse di bokete tota go fedisa seno.
Ka lebaka la nako lena la kajeno re tla lebea khutlo mona o boela o teana le moifo hape bekeng e tlang ka Mantaha ka 8:30 hona mona ho SABC 2 fela he hopola e bang ona le ho hong o ka rengolla ho Leihlo La Sechaba @sabc.co.za kapa romela fax nomoro ke ena 086 613 1227. Re boetse re na le leqhepe ho Facebook mo ka buisanang le rona nano lena le a fumane amane ho YouTube. Athe mo ihopola ka mehla ha o bua le rona ebile o bua ka rona ho marangrang sebedisa #Leihlo La Sechaba. Bakeng sa utlwa rena bekeng e tlang re tla re phuthetseng mamela sebeletso le SABC FM le Thobela FM ka Mantaha hoseng. Flela re teana hape nakong e tlang. Haebe boroko.